standard core way, you know. I think he rushed E-Blade into Hex in the game he did it. But
I was curious what his build was, just stat items, I assume.
Yeah, Wraith Bands into either Wraith Bands blink into Hex E-Blade or E-Blade into Hex, one of those.
Yeah, and I think Hex this game needs to be prioritized very highly, and I'm sure he knows that against this Ember PL. The root is not enough against either of the two heroes. Ember, even though he can't Remnant, can still Slide a Fist, and PL can Doppelganger out of roots. So it's just not enough to catch both of them.
Yep. I'm concerned because this like offlane Lycan just doesn't feel like it has a place when you pick the Meepo. Like I get
the Howl for the Meepos.
Okay. Maybe it was planned, you know, Howl Meepos.
I'm kind of joking, but Helm Dom Howl, like any hero that builds Helm the Dominator is really nice with Meepo. He makes use of it a lot.
And it was the Lycan, well, they picked Nightstalker after the Lycan, so it's going to be nighttime quite a lot to get that Howl bonus. It doesn't sound all too bad. Meepo in lane is definitely very good against the Ember. I think this is a tough lane matchup for him, even though the Ember has escapes later on, which is probably where Jabz felt like, you know, there's certain matchups you feel really good about going mid against as a Meepo. And Ember is one of them. Like, heroes like Quap feel really good because you get the double and snare. You can kill her at level 3, level 4. There's a few matchups which you just know you're going to get a lot out of the lane.
I think this game is entirely predicated on the PL start for Newbee. I think I'm going to prioritize, or I think I'm going to give a little bit of favor to Mineski's draft because I think Newbee, who has a split pushing lineup, Ember and PL both take a little time to come online in order to split push fast enough, and Nightstalker doesn't split push. So I feel like Mineski will be able to just walk down lanes and take objectives with the heroes they have, like the minute Meepo hits his power spike. And so I'm going to give them the edge on the draft here. The Meepo pick, I think, surprisingly good here.
Might be a fair amount of lockdown with a Rocket Barrage. Looks like KaKa will be able to make it away from the pesky Rocket, but that may mean that Mineski are going to be securing the extra bounty rune for themselves. They'll take 3 out of 4.
Yep. Newbee warded first, so they'll get the D-ward here since I believe they saw Mineski plant their Observer ward. KaKa brought out a sentry, so should be a small little edge for them in this bottom lane. Mushi guesses wrong with his sentry, meanwhile.
Definitely going to want to keep my eye on this mid lane matchup to see how the Meepo Ember does unfold. While the matchup on paper seems to favor Meepo, we know Sccc to be kind of a world-class mid laner, so I'm curious to see how much experience you have. I know Meepo isn't really popping out too much in the Chinese pub scene, I imagine, so...
Yeah, dealing with heroes that you're not used to is definitely a factor for these players.
Yeah. I think both times they picked Meepo as being against one of the Chinese teams, you know. They're versus like an SEA team, they're like, no, you guys see tons of this Meepo pick in your pubs, but...
Yeah.
Even when it was a big meta pick, it was not really something in the Chinese scene.
Definitely something we'll be keeping an eye on here as he leads out now 5-0. Ember still holds his own. 4, top lane. It's the iceiceice Lycan to match up against Moogy on the PL. Going to be tag teaming it with Faith here nearby on that Lion.
He seems to be doing fine. Ninjaboogie got the creep wave cut. He didn't. Oh, he got most of the wave. So at top lane, he's going to be able to pull the wave back nicely for iceiceice. This is always annoying stuff when you have to deal with like getting a full wave of experience and farm denied from you.
Meanwhile, for bottom, the KaKa Wisp going to be hanging out with KP's Nightstalker here. Extra bit of dual harassment here to kind of shove back the gyrocopter a bit, but what do you think about the quota here for what Nightstalker would like to do in that first night? When you're in like a Wisp dual lane situation here, are you still just kind of focused on doing your own thing, or are they going to want to have that early movement going even at first nightfall?
I think this Meepo's going to have a... I mean, he's free farming mid against this Ember. Not much Ember can do about it, so I think that it's pretty important that he makes a rotation sometime, probably towards the tail end of the nighttime, to shut down this Meepo while he's jungling. Yeah. Because if you let Meepo just get the snowballing start, as I kind of mentioned, Newbee's heroes take time. They do split push really well, but they take time to get there. And if Meepo just...
Oh, they're TPing in bottom for IO.
That's should be a freak up. Nope.
Whoop, the long tether to KP, who would have been already on the way out. He's eating some heavy damage there from the neutrals, but
he accidentally slept himself on the Naga, which is a bit unfortunate.
Not going to be able to get close enough. Still has that ensnare. That'd be a little far now. KaKa wants to dance him with a bit. Boogie says, "You want to come close? I'll hit you with that net." Spins it with the Riptide. The sap, not quite enough. Boogie wants it though. Moves in close. He's got 3 mangoes to help regen off that bit of tower damage, but they were thirsty for the Wisp. Couldn't get it though. Meanwhile, we see iceiceice contesting with the pull camp here. He's looking to run down Faith with some right clicks right now. But Faith's not having any of it. Wants to stun him within the camps. Can't quite get in front of him for the block. And well, iceiceice will be taking this wave with him.
That's a double wave. I mean, this is an offlane Lycan, and he's pretty much free farming. Like, obviously, he's at 8 CS right now, but he does have a double wave coming. And here, he's primarily a hero that needs levels. Like, yeah, obviously, farm is important, but he will get farm if he has the levels, because you can just jungle once you get level 3 wolves.
Yeah, Faith is trying to contest under the tower, but he's not going to be able to do a whole lot there.
Yeah,
I like he brings under the tower. He's got the Quelling Blade. He's not afraid that if he has to last in this tower, he's going to get majority of it. He's up to 13 CS now.
Absolutely. I just think Mineski's lineup's going to be way too fast for a Newbee to deal with. I think it's going to come heavily on the PL's timing. Like, PL has to basically free farm, and then KP has to have massive impact during this first nighttime. Because otherwise, they need the combination of slowing down the timings of Mineski and PL coming online as soon as possible.
Bottom lane, rocket and snare out for KP. KaKa tethered from the low ground, eating damage from the camp, but
It's nighttime.
trying to be here for his bro. KP, though, now way too far from his ally. Tries to turn back the other direction, eats the sap, but as you mentioned, there's the nighttime, there's the move speed. He chugs down a salve, and he's going to be fine. Now they might turn things around. KaKa slaps back to his side, and they get on top of Boogie. Boogie calling out from assistance. Mushi steps over, holds onto his sleep and a sap. May need to use it here. He's committing it for KaKa. They're going to get the first blood, though. Mushi will exchange for the life of the Wisp.
Surprised Mushi didn't try Nightmare there. He had the mangoes if he wanted to use that instead of the brain sap, but he was going for the kill.
Maybe if he chugged down those mangoes, could have gone for a sleep and sap on one and the other, but no, he felt like he had the calculations.
I like what they're doing bottom. I know they know they need to shut down the Meepo, but first things first, to like applying pressure on this bottom lane, it's just so free on Nightstalker. There's pretty much no carry in the game that can stand up to it. Even the Bane gyro is not enough.
Oh, I have Boogie in a bit of trouble as well. He wants that 5-minute bounty rune, and he's not even going to be able to get it.
Oh, he should have just stuck to his side and grabbed the safer one. Now they're going to lose both.
I think that helps things out quite a bit for the newbie side. Nice little surplus of gold for everybody.
But yeah, it is kind of a ticking clock. This Meepo's going to get treads up already, and the Blink Dagger is almost certainly next, and that's really Mineski's go time. If they have Blink Dagger on Meepo and their core's in a place where they can fight, they're looking good, but right now their cores are getting pummeled.
Yeah, under the tower bottom lane. Bit of trouble here from Moon. The sleep from Mushi. They're trying to hold them off, but it's just a bit too much. Gyro tries to swing things out. KP eating damage to the tower, but the bottling Wisp gives him the sustain. Mushi wants to go in and try to go for the finish, but now Newbie come, they taketh, and they leave.
And Shrine's up, so they'll be able to just go heal the full immediately and recharge and go again. I just want to say that I think this is really important what they're doing bottom, but they have to transition into pressuring this Meepo before he gets this Blink Dagger, because otherwise I just think it's going to be too much for them to deal with. Yeah, they have Lion Stun, but at this stage in the game, that's about all they have.
The good news is that like Gyro is not going to be ready to fight. Like when this Meepo comes online, he ideally wants to have like that level 7-8 Gyro who has phase drums or something and can go run at people with him. But as it stands, this Gyro is going to have to kind of spend some time catching up.
Yeah, this Gyro is going to be more of a treated like a hard one, while the Lycan and Meepo.
Boogie heads to the high ground on his side and is quickly welcomed
I
by
love
the
to
arms
see
of
this
KP.
rotation. It's exactly what they need to do.
They're going to work right now. They're looking to disrupt the early momentum that Mineski want to build for themselves.
Setting up the ward so they can just camp Meepo's jungle, and it's not really safe for him to be there. Not until it hits daytime, at least. And I think they saw Mushi cross the river there. Looked like they want to try and hunt him down a bit.
We'll also see possibly convergence here. Mushi was eyeballing this mid lane a bit, but if they did see him, to tell that Newbie are going to be ready for.
I've got to sleep into like triple and snare here if they want to go for that way.
Yeah. Got Boogie here as well with that and snare. Should be enough lockdown, but Sccc seems a bit hesitant. Finally pops forward a bit. Now Mushi makes his move once he sees that. Oh my god, you couldn't see teleports come any faster.
Top
Straight
lane,
up.
he's also diving.
Oh,
Might be in
looking
trouble on the
hard
Lycan.
move for the Lycan here. He pops the shapeshift. First one of the game to run the hell out of there, and he's gone.
That's really important aggression by Moogy. He knows that they just have to not allow Mineski to play the game that they want to play.
Bottom lane, deep dive under the tower. KaKa committing in deep, looking to
Oh,
go
he
for the
got
finish
6.
on the moon, but no, he got level 6. Drops the call down from the skies above and earns a double kill for it. The timing working out perfectly, and they may be treated to yet another kill as they see Faith and they blow him the hell up.
Disaster.
Yes.
But Moogy's still their timing. The problem is that just accelerated the rest of Mineski, so that puts even more pressure on Moogy to hit his timing as the PL. Because it's basically a free game for him if he's able to get off to the point where he doesn't die to Meepo poofs.
Suddenly Gyro's got like phase boots when he didn't even have money for the brown boots. Jabz has almost completed his blink dagger. That's a big turnaround for Mineski. Really nice, because it felt like Jabz needed to rotate at some point, even pre-blink dagger, just because of how badly this bottom lane was getting beat down and dove at.
I'm really hoping that eventually they basically make a bait play with Moogy. This Meepo's going to rotate to his lane sometime in the future.
Response play coming out from Newbee as they dive deep, looking to go for the boogeyman, and they will get him, but a response from Jabz moving in with the Poop City. KaKa's going to get blown up, and the ensnares. Going to be locking down Sccc. It's a double kill for Mineski. You take one of ours, we'll take 3 of yours as it's a triple. Oh man, Mineski taking it to the next level now.
This guy's fun to watch playing Meepo. None of this, like, the new Meepo style, you have to be super aggressive because you can't just sit in the jungle farm, get level 25 Acceptor like the old Meepo. Top lane, they're going to kill iceiceice. Hasn't really got an escape
TP
here.
in 2 seconds.
Tries to hide within the trees, but yeah, they'll eventually surround him.
No ult. But the key thing with Meepo now is you have to fight because you can't just farm. It used to be you could just jungle your way to victory.
I don't know, might be in trouble. The body blocks from iceiceice on the crit wolf. Just enough in order to bring him down.
From the grave.
Yeah, this PL is going to be the sole focus of Meepo with his aggression, I think. And they look like they're smoking all the way to top, and this is very important. They know that PL's the important hero, but yes, Faith actually breaks the smoke, and he's going to pay the price. Gank take extraordinaire.
Yep.
That's better than the alternative. They're still chasing Moogy with these creeps, but I'm sure they'll be out again. They know the Meepo is blink dagger now.
You just have to make PL play scared, because PL is a hero that purely farms based on the fact that he's scared of dying or not. Yep. And if Meepo just shows up in his enemy jungle, he's not strong enough to push bottom on the PL yet, so he doesn't really have anywhere else to go.
And you talked about PL's timing. Is it just the diffusal blade?
Yeah, it is the diffusal blade, but it's where you actually have to bait this Meepo into kill, like going on you once or twice in the early game while farming that diffusal blade. It's just so tough. I think that Newbee's lineup's going to be too fast. Or not Newbee, sorry, Mineski's lineup.
Well, that's the thing. Mineski's trying to play fast. Newbee, they want to just be able to beat the Meepo late. Battle Fury queued up by Ember.
Oh, they're relocating.
Here it comes. Meepo just assisted in getting the kill in the mid lane, and now they're going to take their business up to the top, looking to go for the grab on Jabz. They're successful. Boogie steps in to help out, but he doesn't have that song. Still only level 3. The little fish lady is going to be sliced up.
Really good play from both teams, actually. I just think Newbee knows, like, get this Meepo out of our face. We can't let him play like this. And the first relocate used really well. They just have to relieve the pressure and buy time, because if they buy time on Newbee, this game's theirs. They easily outscale them, like you said.
That's the kind of the bait play you were talking about, where they're going to use this relocate. Meepo goes in for a kill. They're ready for it. They basically counterplay him with a relocate in. If you've already used all the ensnares and poofs on your first target and someone like Ember gets relocated in, suddenly he's going to clean up that Meepo.
Yeah, and now the PL, even though he's not all that strong just yet, is able to rotate to the bottom lane because of the kills that they got top. And if they can force out another like...
Whoa, iceiceice, he just soloed, he just tethered into a centaur stun. I don't know what that was.
Oh my god, he just went face first with Mother Nature. Got smacked.
I love the way Jabz is playing. Just follow this PL. Like, do not let him farm.
Yeah, he dies, doesn't matter. He's just right back to running at Newbee. Knows there's a small window where there's no pretty long window. The level 1 relocates 130-second cooldown, so he can play a lot safer with these ganks now that it's down.
And even though Ember's going to be building a Battle Fury, it's hard to explain, but PL's the problem. And so if you address the PL, like, you'll have the sheep stick for the Ember, and he's going to be an easy takedown later on in the game. So you just need to just make sure that this PL's timing is continuously slowed down. And they're actually going to smoke up on Newbee saying, we can't have this anymore. And Meepo, if Meepo's alive, our PL's not going to farm.
Yeah.
And that's the point of this.
And even just Meepo being missing off the map in the jungle, you know, he can jungle with his secondary Meepos while sending the main one out to blink initiate smoke with his team. There is a nice deep observer wall, which is continuing to scout out their movement, though, so...
Courier flies right above. They don't care about that. They want to go for the better prize, and that's Lycan here nearby. They quickly silence him up. Finish him off. Jump in, though, from Jabz. They want to retort.
It's aggressive.
Immediate move, trying to burst fire the Ember, but Faith from the back rope nails him with the finger. He's going to help finish him off. Mushi could be next. A buyback to come from the Wisp as he wants to relocate back into the action here. Gets by the side of KP. This one looks like it's going to be belonging to Newbee here. They already take 2 names. They want more. A jump now from Moon. Can he get the finish on the gyrocopter? He's wiggling within the trees, but eventually will be brought down. Ninjaboogie seems to be next. 4-man drop for Newbee.
Love it.
They really lack this sleep on Mineski's side, and wow. You know, Newbee's like, this Meepo's going to hunt us down. Let's just go 5-man run at them. And Meepo's not really strong enough to verse this like 5-man unit. If he goes in first basically because Lycan gets picked, so he's like, all right, I'm going to counter initiate and just go in, but he dies very quickly when it's not someone like Gyro running in first.
Yeah, and like you said, like they can't really deal with this Meepo one by one, but if they just focus in with the Lion Stun, that even though they have a split pushing lineup on the side of Newbee, Lycan and Gyro, as you said, they're not in a point where they are excited about fighting just yet. So you need to focus the Meepo before the other two heroes hit their timing, and you can still fight into them. Yeah. And meanwhile, Peel just like pretty much wasn't there, which I think is a big deal for them because if they just give the Peel time, that Diffusal Blade will be absolutely massive. And then it's not the Diffusal Blade though. The Diffusal Blade timing is important. It's the next item after the Diffusal Blade that he needs to hit before this Meepo gets that sheep stick, or at least as close to the time that Meepo gets the sheep stick. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes like something like a Shadow Blade type item on the Peel. He'll probably still go for the Yasha, but I think Shadow Blade against the Meepo would be really good because it makes it really hard for the Meepo to find you.
Okay. Well, we'll see what Newbee's next move is. Relocate still down as they go hunting. Feels like Mineski perhaps can take advantage of Finger and Relocate being down if they want to take some towers like up top.
Yeah, we haven't obviously seen too much from iceiceice at this point in the game. He's kind of bulking up for some sort of, you know, heavy moves onto the objective path. Maybe even behind the back of Newbee later on if possible.
Mineski's looking to win one fight around 20 minutes that gets them Roshan, and then one more fight which lets them take Rax. That's kind of their game plan right now. Like they have this lineup. If you win a fight, like in Meepo, your base dies in 2 seconds. Roshan dies in 2 seconds.
KaKa gonna get sniped here.
They have
within
a ward
his
of
own
that, or
jungle.
did they just? How did they know he was there?
His spirit balls were out. They might have seen it.
Oh yeah, they might have seen the
and
balls.
Just casually, he didn't even know how much life the Wisp had though. He was actually already half of its life. So
Sometimes your balls backfire.
damn, they just brought you this big, delicious-looking smoothie, just like that. BSJ, is that what you're getting?
Grace
here?
is a
Damn.
boss.
Wow. All right, good.
Shout
for you.
out to Grace, yoga instructor
Yeah,
extraordinaire.
and you guys were doing freaking yoga as I came in. Awesome stuff. All right,
Like an
now
ulti
here-
looping around the mid
Here
lane.
he comes, the big bad wolf running down behind the
gonna find him,
corner. Now looking within the trees, sees Faith. Faith though does not catch the stun, but he does get the immediate hex. And iceiceice is forced to run around, do a little do-side-do, and ninjaboogie says, "I will put them to sleep so we can safely make it away from this awkward engagement."
Yeah, like Lion quite good against Lycan. Any support or just stunning hero that can defend themselves is very hard for Lycan to deal with because if you just peel,
Bottom lane.
he's dead.
Rush in from the Ember, locks down little Meeps. Will slice him apart. Sccc making it look easy.
That's probably your rap name, Dakota.
What?
Lil Meeps.
Little Meeps?
That'd be good for you. Just pointing that out. Sorry, that's the first
Little
thing that came to
meat.
mind. He is going Crimson Guard on KP. I like that build a lot against the summons of Lycan as well as the multiple Meepos and the Gyro Flak. It's actually an insanely valuable purchase this game. And I, despite picking Mineski at the start of the game, am heavily in favor of what Newbee's doing this game. And they do catch the sleep on KP, a huge value target. It's daytime, but he could use his ultimate if he wants to try to live.
He is so tanky.
Wait out for the rocket.
Yeah, the
Oh,
grip.
he tries to fly up and above, but Mushi's there waiting with the grip. A lot of work though, even just to
Yeah.
get down that Night Stalker.
I think you're right. They do need this. They need this Roche. I think this sheep sticks their time, and you said around 20 minutes, and I think that's what they want. But I have a hard time believing they can take Roche without killing somebody on the side of Newbee, and I don't think they can kill anybody without the sheep.
I agree. It felt like the play iceiceice made where he shapeshifts behind mid. Like that's the kind of thing you need to do to just create chaos and enable Meepo to kind of blink in and find targets, but Meepo wasn't there for that. They need the other cores to allow Meepo to kind of come online in a team fight. If he ever gets initiated on or he's going in first, he's always going to die.
Wait, see potential confrontation. Faith happy to go deep here for some extra potential vision. He has a ward on the high ground there. Still this tier 1 in that top lane surviving. Scouted out, but they will see this heavy rotation. Potentially from Mineski. Oh no, they're smoked up.
Yeah, they want to get the pick in the Roche. This is the timing for them.
Oh, just on the other side of the sea is Newbee farming within their own woods. Are we going to see an
Gamble on Roche
invasion?
themselves.
No, they're just going to go inside.
I
They're
think they
sleep.
realize their timing.
Illusions are coming to scout it out though. They don't last very long, but they're coming.
They gotta get out.
And they're spotted. The jig, it's up. Newbee's heading over. What's the call from Mineski? They dip. Get Roche to just below half of its life. But the approach from Newbee, feeling a bit hostile here.
Yep.
Committing in for Mushi a bit, and that's the sound
running
of
at
a
the
fight.
IO.
Here we go, running in, shapeshift, immediate silence, immediate stun. They're holding the wolf in his spot. Now the chains, this guy can't go anywhere.
KaKa may just die the Necro books.
KaKa, get these things off me. He's trying to make it back and away.
That secured them Rush, though, I believe.
Yeah, they're all the way back and away, and they go in for the finish behind the back play. It's successful, the song
Just
to
get out.
help
You do not wanna fight
secure.
this.
A nice security blanket comes out from ninjaboogie. They try to make it back in a wave. The late remnant jump forward. They want someone to pay the price. Sccc.
What?
We're going to get the grab. Mushi sabotage. Sleeps his ally to get caught out.
That's just a debate. They're going to turn this with a Naga buyback.
All right,
apparently.
buyback comes
There's
in.
two-man
Centaur
Centaur stomp.
Oh my god, the neutral grid's getting
Meepo's
out
on the back
action
lines.
here.
Meepo's got the
daytime.
IO.
Jumping in, they're making a hard move. Moogy, though,
He's
still
got their
flying it
remnants.
out. It's going to be Moon, though,
Oh.
forced back on one end as they chase out KP on the other side.
PL's a serious issue right now. Moogy, like, they have no way of dealing with him other than the Meepo.
He's going to TP away, though, but they're just dealing
Oh,
with the
man.
illusions right now.
Mushi shit playing some 6D chess right here.
Yeah, I guess we'll give him that.
They only get 2 supports for it, but either way, I think that's best case scenario.
Yeah.
They traded 2 supports for 2 supports, but obviously the
They
Naga
were they
buyback.
were very close to getting both. Ember used all his remnants and could have been chased down by Meepo. Same for the PL, who it just felt like Meepo, once he got the IO, didn't really latch onto his next target. He was very close to getting another big kill.
Woo.
This sheepstick's going to change
Ooh,
the
yeah.
entire game, though.
Yeah. See, if you're Ember playing against this, you're going to have to rush a Hex after this Blink, I feel. That's typically the play. And once you get that Blink Lincolns, like, this game is very easy for Ember to play against the Meepo.
At that point, he could have something like a Diffusal or an ETH Blade or something, I would
True.
expect.
But you always have that, like,
That's still, yeah, you
time
have
to
the
react
reaction
between,
timing.
yeah.
And that's why Lincoln's is more viable on heroes like Ember, as we talked about yesterday, just because once you get it popped, you actually have the ability to do something in reaction to it. Use one of your abilities to help you survive.
DD top.
No, that's valuable. Bottle Rune DD.
Whee.
This Meepo will die in like maybe even like half, like a Sleight of Fist will take maybe half his health or more.
Yeah.
With a DD.
And as much as like the Meepo has a nice early game fast time against Ember, he hasn't punished the Ember pick, and this is where Sccc is going to scale very well as a Meepo counter.
You have to get this sheepstick and kill the PL and Ember like once or twice each. KP does have that Crimson card done, which will be incredibly valuable.
Can't help but feel like we're not talking about the gyrocopter at all. Is he just kind of trailing a little too far behind on where he needs to be? I know he's going defensively for the BKB next. Will that enable him to kind of be able to do more in these fights?
He's just a hero, you know, in this game.
He's there with some damage.
He's just chilling. I mean, he's obviously impactful, but none of his timings change the game. The BKB will make him stronger, but it's all predicated on the Meepo hitting his timings before Newbee gets out of control, and they're pretty close to that stage. And so he's about to have this sheepstick. Mineski, they have, what is it, like 2 or 3 minutes left on this Aegis? They have, yeah, about 2 minutes when he gets this sheepstick, and they have to make stuff happen.
The Gyro at no point really feels like a big playmaker. He's never going to be able to deal with the Ember. He's never going to be doing anything crazy in the fight. If anything, it's like the Lycan we've seen with like the Centaur and just running in at the IO. He's the one who's actually maybe more important to keep an eye on because he's getting a lot more done in the team fights.
I mean, it's a first pick Gyro. That's kind of what you expect when teams do this. Like they've learned PL is actually pretty good against Gyro, so is Ember because of the chains limits his mobility in fights. They're going to smoke up to the bottom lane. I don't think they're going to catch anybody on the side of Mineski. They have no reason to play down there.
Yeah, just some wards it looks like for Faith. He wants to put them pretty deep. They
Hex
are
is
going to get
online.
circled, though.
Here we go. Smoke out from Mineski as well on the top side, but there aren't any heroes up here.
They do their own little warding.
So he did go Manta on Moogy. Curious to see if he goes the Shadow Blade or the Heart option. I think both are fine. Heart means he says, I need to be the damage soak, while Shadow Blade says he can actually be a setup for pickoffs, as oddly enough. A hero that's quite good at that against the heroes of Mineski. You can actually kill a Lycan before he transforms pretty reliably, unless he has an AC complete, which he's going BKB.
Help let him kind of do a little bit more damage and
I think
ruthless
going high
action.
ground. I don't think that's the play here.
I think they have to force them here.
They got 50 seconds of Aegis left.
Yeah, they don't want to like walk high ground, but they want Newbee to be forced to come back to base.
Well, they're
And they're
pressuring
actually
this top lane
gonna
a
let
bit,
it go. They're not gonna force the issue at all.
Yep. And the smart thing here with Newbee is they're sticking bottom as 3. So even if Mineski like 5-man rotate, bring in Meepo, they can IO relocate. So this
Yeah.
IO Ember top can be anywhere on the map at any time.
Really good delegation of resources, like you said. This is PL's home. This is where PLs live, is this area of the map for anywhere around 15 to 25. They just want to sit here pushing in the lane and farming the jungle. Kind of protect. The reason why Manta's so useful in a game like this is because you don't feel comfortable showing in lanes against the heroes that Mineski have. You can just get slept and die.
Yep.
And so the Manta serves as like a barrier where you protect yourself pushing in the lane and then back off.
Yeah, because you can't really push lanes with the normal PL illusions anymore.
Yeah,
they just
they're not
expire.
long enough. Exactly.
Yep.
And your Manta illusions duplicate, so they do push at least one wave, sometimes two.
Yep. Ember gets casual Crystallis, and now he's got the Linken's queued up. More and more damage coming his way.
Yeah, he's going hard on PL. I think that's fine. I think both options are fine. One says, like, I don't mind getting gone on, which he has an IO, so that's probably a little bit better this game.
All right, but we're in this window where, you know, Meepo's got the sheep stick. That was supposed to be the big timing here. They finally smoke up now, but how long of a window do they have before it's just, okay, well, Newbee have just gotten too big now. So, sorry. You missed your chance.
It's a little too late here, but...
It's definitely too late, but it's one of those things, even when your lineup should beat Meepo late game, you make one mistake, you lose the game.
Absolutely, yeah,
The game they won with Meepo, I think it was against Secret, was like, well, they probably should have lost that one, but, you know, Secret make a mistake, they get caught out, your base is dead. This
the number of team fights they need to win this game in order to win it is one. Yeah.
Well, based on Newbee's disciplined play yesterday, I don't think they're going to allow too many mistakes.
Yeah, and I think Newbee's been playing really well this game.
So this is going to feel like a bit of a stretch. It's only a 2K advantage as far as the numbers are concerned for Newbee, but it does feel like things are going to get a bit more significant than that real fast.
Yeah, when the team that has superior late game is 2K ahead, it's quite different than the opposite way. And dude, that's just a lot of free necro books for SCC. That's Triple C in the mid lane. That's like, he just got like 600 golden summons.
Well,
Take that.
Suppose a little bit of space window there for them to clear out that tier 2 on the bottom lane. Not the biggest reward, but it was a full team effort to kind of move down there and get something done.
I think Mineski just resigned that this game is going late, even not by choice, but they have to at this point. They've smoked twice with the Meepo Hex, and both times found nothing. They didn't get anything with the Aegis. At this point, you're saying we used 2 smokes and Aegis, haven't found a pick. What do we do? Well, we farm for late game.
Yep, the way I look at this is that I actually think Mineski can take this late game, but if they lose a single Roche, they don't win this game. I think is how it's kind of going. That Mineski, like, both teams are going to know the importance of Roche. Newbee knows if they get it, they win the game. Mineski knows if they lose it, they lose the game. So we're going to see a lot of play coming around like the top half of the map, possibly like smokes that lead up to Roche. It's supposed to be spawning anytime in the next 1 to 4 minutes.
Okay.
So definitely need to pay attention to that. Neither team's strong enough to just barrel down a lane and take a tower. So in these type of situations, that's when Roche is always the objective.
That's why they're probably pretty happy they have this Naga Siren, because that's a very good hero for either securing them Roche or getting them out, as we saw last time.
Yeah.
We'll see. Wow, Moons. He had a Butterfly queued up. Instead, he's going to get a casual Mask of Madness and probably go into the Butterfly after this.
Yeah, it's something we've been seeing a decent amount after the BKB. It's like you're too squishy if you just go first item Mask of Madness for farm, but it's like I'm going to build into a Butterfly Satanic later anyways. Why not just accelerate my mid game a little bit?
Yep. He sees the direction this game is going, and it doesn't really feel like a big clash is coming until that next Roshan. And it seemed, even to me, like, let's say Newbee could just give them that Roche, and I don't actually think it changes the game that much.
No, like I said, it's a status quo of Mineski getting Roche and Newbee defending. Sure. And if that changes, Mineski loses the game.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all I'm trying to. Yeah, I agree
that.
It's completely in the hands of Mineski to keep getting these Roches. That's just kind of the nature of their lineup.
Yep. And the status quo seems to be, you know, even if they get that Aegis, they still can't find that game-breaking pick-off that's going to change the state of this game. And it's going to get harder with, like, a Lincoln Sphere and Ember, for example. PL with a heart. These two heroes get a lot harder to go on.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that PL goes, like, Shadowblade or Lincoln's. Like, just something that makes him even harder to go on once he has this heart. Like, the heart makes him super tanky, but he can still get bursted if he gets found by a Meepo Sheepstick.
Darkness called out. Are we going to see some action here? It looks like a jump, possibly. Moon. Defensive sleep from Mushi. No further pursuit at the moment from Newbee. KB thinking about jumping in. Sccc, Blink,
BKB,
chains. The BKB going to be forced out.
Gyro is Ember is good against Gyro.
Released. Yeah, that seemed like little effort. Gyro just had nothing he could even do about it.
Luckily, no Roche for a minute, so BKB will be back up for that. Both teams will be posturing around it since they don't really know when. Luckily for Mineski, they can scout it with these Lycan Wolves.
scans we see there from Radiant as they check their secret, or rather their ancient camp side. There's going to be some attention towards the Roche that is soon to spawn.
It's just like sense of inevitability with Newbee's draft, where it just feels like, you know, at some point they're just going to be too strong and counter the Meepo too much with this Ember PL.
Yeah, the point is, I think the scary thing for Mineski here is, like, Ember would win them fights and PL would help them push. Oh. But having both of them be so farmed gives them the equation to, like, win this game.
By the way, IO got 15 with the Night Stalker.
Oh,
we forgot about that.
Yeah, how does that work? So is it only while he's tethered?
Yeah, you get the global vision, or the unobstructed vision when he's tethered. And the PL lags is no joke either, as we mentioned.
That will help a lot around the Roshan pit.
Yeah.
Giving this Night Stalker that vision advantage. You can see right on in. He's flying just now to quickly check.
Faith just needs to be like, I'm about to finger, link up. And then he'll blast them down with the AoE finger. That would be next
And the low
level.
cooldown.
That would be great.
We actually saw that the other day. It's pretty funny, the little things you can do with IO Tether.
All right, more tension here.
Feels
Towards
very
the
tricky
Roche
for Mineski to get Roche.
Yep, they just have to do what they did last time, where they could create some sort of distraction, whether that be lanes or chasing the IO with creeps like they did. They just have to. It takes them what, like 5-10 seconds to take Roche.
Yep.
So they just need to draw Mineski away. Newbee. The problem with this is that Newbee has Ember.
Yeah.
IO. There's like no way they can force them to commit somewhere else on the map without being able to show up to the Roche pit.
They ideally need to somehow get like vision on the IO so they can just run at him like we saw before with the Necrobooks, but right now Mineski's warding is being completely countered by Newbee. There's no vision that's really relevant anywhere on the map for Mineski.
I would actually love to see a Radiance on the Lycan. Like after the AC.
Dang.
It seems
Okay.
weird, but I actually think they need, like, it's so good against PL. Maybe the Naga. I guess you could build it on Naga too.
Yeah, just
But
transition
it's such a
to
hard
core
it's
Naga.
such a hard counter to PL. At all stages of the game, the AoE mischance reduces all of his damage by 17%, and it helps you find the real one as you're chasing him down. It's so good at all stages coming from a PL player. Like, it's so annoying to deal with. They eventually need one if they're going to win. Like, because we've established they're probably not going to end this game in the next, like, 10 minutes.
Naga's queued up an Agnum Scepter, so she's going for the vocal medic kind of a thing here.
How much percentage heal is it? It's like 8%. 10%. Wow. Almost a full heal for the entire team. I don't think that's how they win fights, though.
Yeah, it's gonna perhaps heal someone back up after like Ember does a big cleave, but guess
And
what?
he's going to do it again.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a fight winner. Not. I mean, he hasn't fully committed to buying any pieces yet, but I don't feel like that's the item this game.
I really think a late game Radiance will make a difference here. It's usually something I don't recommend.
They need to address these lanes. Like, look at bottom right now. Lycan doesn't really want to go down there when there's a potential Roche standoff. You'd much rather send a Naga illusion with the Radiance, push it out.
And they'll need that eventually.
It's Gyro mid, by the way. Oh my god, he just lost all his health
smoked.
and mana.
But Boogie,
That was his PL
songs it.
illusions.
I mean,
that's a little preemptive, but probably think better be safe than sorry, I guess, if Gyro goes down. But you might just lose Roche because of that.
yeah, they go right in on that queue.
He got hit by 1 Searing Chains and like 6 PL illusions and just died.
They are going to contest, I think, on the side of Mineski.
Looks like it. Boogie's going in first. Just waltzes on in, hits him with a little bit of a riptide. I don't even know if found good connection here. Roche is not dying the fastest, though. Sleep. Mushi, self-sleep. Hanging up on the high ground. Now the move in, the call down. Quick slash and dash of ninjaboogie. He's going to be forced to buy right back. Mushi now eating the swarm of the PL. Going to get gobbled on up. He buy back a well. Jabz on the other side. They're fighting right out the front door of the Roche pit. Moving in is going to be iceiceice with the shapeshift. Jabz isolating, looking to finish off. It gets the takedown, but Ember hitting it home with the damage here onto Mineski. It's trouble for him, and they're going all in with the buybacks too. They know they need this Roche, but it's Moogy doing way too much work. Rampage for the PL.
Did we mention that Mineski
Jabz
thinks they
going
need
for
this
this.
Roche?
Easy going for it.
Well, throws in the ensnare, but the Roche goes down. The Age is going to get picked up. It's in the Ember's pocket. This game feeling all but certain now for Newbee. This puts him up 10K of a net worth advantage. The XP the same.
One Sleight of Fist got like full HP Meepos down to about 10%, 20%. That's Ember right now. And if he finds a DD rune, we're going to approach 40 minutes. There's going to be a lot of DD runes on the map. You're probably going to one-shot Meepo if he's cluttered up.
The problem is that Gyro is not a hero that deals with PL. It just doesn't. And inevitably needed the Meepo to deal with PL, and that's why I kept emphasizing that PL's timings were so important. Like, even though Ember's cleaving everybody, PL's just in the middle of everyone not dying. And that's exactly how PL wins games, and he's, because of the fact that they have this lead now, he doesn't have to go for these like elusive items. He can just tank up and like the butterfly damage item. Meepo's never building MKB, Lycan's never building MKB. So he's virtually unkillable, does a ton of damage, you can't ignore him. PL, despite Ember Sleight of Fist being so much damage, PL is the unsolvable problem that they have. And actually just forces him. He's just gonna die.
Yeah, he's a problem for Moon right now.
Oh wow, the jukes.
Uke City? Right in the corner.
He had to
TP's
fog
out.
him just like that. PL does too much damage.
Here comes Shapeshift, Necro Book. A long chase here. They see Faith trying to juke his stun. Hit him with the Purge. They're chomping him down. Little Lion, the Ensnare will help get the finish. It's a little bit of something here for Mineski.
They might relocate this.
But yeah, we could see the turnaround here for Newbee. They do want to jump into action. Eyes on KaKa and Moogy in the bottom lane. But, oh! Ambush!
This Meepo's
Jump
dead.
in play. Jabz tries to get the move onto KaKa, but it costs him his own life.
Yeah, Moogy does way too much damage.
This PL is too much of a problem, it would appear, and the relocate to the top lane will help him get the takedown of iceiceice.
That is well and truly game over now.
Yeah, Newbee just really at another level at this point.
I'm so glad to see this PL pick this game. When you pick Naga's Bane supports, I feel like a lot of these teams have kind of just forgotten sometimes that supports are incredibly one-dimensional most of the time. Like, they have a way that they deal with you in their kit. Like, they don't have items, right? They just have their stuns. And the PL is just like, they have nothing to address it, like at any stage in this game, and that's why it was so important that the Meepo had to shut it down, and then they shut down the Meepo early. But we'll let the game play out. Bane dying in his own fountain pretty much. But it's just like, if the Meepo was the only hero that they had to deal with the PL, if Meepo gets slowed down, which they did a great job of, that rotation at 6.5 was like the start of it. And then you said the bait play that they had, that, I mean, it just slowed down Meepo's impact, which sped up PL's, and
all right.
last draw.
Yeah, final hurrah for Mineski. If they can get a home run of a defense here, maybe it will entice them to stay in the game, but it's not looking so good.
Too many illusions.
Moogy is just waiting out the front door, not allowing him to get out safe and secure. iceiceice does find a path to run through the team and try to go for KaKa, but he's not going to be able to eat the ball.
The gyro ulti.
Drop down, call down, and it's not going to help.
Almost.
Moon's gone. It's over. The white flag is raised. The towel's tossed. Whatever the hell you else want to say. It is game one, Newbee in this
Pleasant
best
surprise.
of 3.
Yeah.
I think that Mineski's been looking good most of this tournament, and Newbee has actually been blazing through this